The big news of the day, of course, President Trump landing in China, this high-stake talks with President Xi. And, well, Trump brought a few friends along with him on Air Force One. And here's the thing, right? Although the combined net worth of these guys is well over $1 trillion, we know they could have flown on their own. Nevertheless, these are the most powerful business leaders. They're all founders, many of them visionaries. And I love it because they continue this tradition of American exceptionalism, pioneering businesses, even creating whole industries out of whole cloth. So listen, $1 trillion means if you're worth that, you've created a lot more wealth for others. And that's just another reason why this visit is so important for you, the investor. I want to bring in now Founders ETFs partner, also portfolio manager, Michael Monaghan. And Michael, lots of these CEOs are ironically enough, companies in your top holdings, right? I looked at your top holdings, and many of them are Jensen and Musk are represented there.
Yeah, we've got 2/3 of, or 3 out of 5 of these we own.
Yeah, you got NVIDIA, Oracle, Meta. Zuckerberg's not there, but there's a representative there. You got Larry Fink there, and I mean, so talk about this, right? Why is this? That these founders are so much more important? What is it that they bring to the job that a for-hire CEO doesn't?
So founders tend to be very different than a for-hire CEO. They bring charisma, they bring vision, and they bring relentless execution that allows them to build these very high-scale, mission-driven companies.
What do you think these guys, obviously they didn't go over there for just kicks, they want something in return. What do you think, what kind of goodies do you think they'll return?
So what we hope they come back with is greater cooperation. Right. We're sort of in the camp with let's cooperate more with China. So we want to watch some of those policy, like we want to see good policy so that Jensen continues to lead the AI race.
So again, this is just so the audience can understand, this is from your website. Founder-led companies versus other companies, it's not even close.
No, it's not. And as you show up on the screen, Bain & Company did this research and released it in 2014 that from 1990 to 2014, founder-led CEOs in the S&P 500 outperformed by 3 times. So the factor is very strong to help with your investment performance.
I got a feeling that number is even higher now. Let's talk about your sort of your philosophy for your fund, for your ETFs rather.
Yeah, so absolutely. Focus on the founders. We're long-term investors. We look at the mosaic and try to ignore the short-term noise to have the best chance of long-term compounding.
I noticed that you focus on these companies that are making the investments in CapEx and a focus on high return on investments. A lot of folks have done the exact opposite. That's been frowned upon with these hyperscalers, that they've gone too far, that they've made these bets are too big and there won't be a return on investment.
We don't see that at all. I think Elon renting out his Colossus data center to Anthropic for $6 billion sort of shows you can get a 2 or 3 year payback on these facilities. So we don't think they're over-investing in infrastructure. If anything, we think there's continued to be under-investment. We think there needs to be more.
I want to ask one more thing about your ETFs, the FFF, the ETF. What does it mean when you say that investors are limited, have limited exposure, most ETFs, but 100% when you?
So we own 100% founders. If you look at the S&P 500, only 17% of the market capitalization is led by a founder. And in the NASDAQ 100, only 23% of the market capitalization is led by a founder. So if founders drive innovation, we believe the Founders 100 is the most direct and most pure way to invest in that.
So there's one area that even founders haven't been able to avoid pain, and that's, of course, software. Now, we're coming back here a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm ready to believe this, although I'm getting hammered in some of these stocks. So I hope this is real. But you say there's going to be a post-world, a post-SaaS apocalypse world, and in that world there will be opportunities.
We think there's going to be a renaissance in enterprise software. We think they're overdone. We've been through the multiple compression phase, and we've sort of gone through the phase that everything will be vibe coded. That's not going to be what's going to happen. These traditional enterprise software are going to be the trusted endpoint into the enterprise with which the AI models are hooked into. So we're not going to have less enterprise software, we're going to have more.
And with that in mind, there are 2 names that stand out. Founder-led companies, Salesforce, Mark Benioff, who's a celebrity CEO, people love him, and Palantir, Alex Karp. I'm a huge fan of Alex Karp. Both, though, have been under a lot of pressure, particularly software.com. When does the turn come? When does it happen?
So the numbers out of Palantir were fantastic. You saw the Rule of 40 move from 127 to 145. What we think is going on in Palantir is a shareholder turnover. So some of that rabid retail base that was investing in Palantir is now chasing the stocks and the semis. And we're going to have to see institutional flows come back in, which we think as Alex continues to print numbers will happen.
Before I let you go, Sarah Bross, founder-led company, IPO tomorrow, the CEO. It seems like he's someone that you would like, right? The path to build something new out of nothing and make it great isn't part-time work. It's every waking minute. Is it a name that you may entertain buying tomorrow?
It's a name that we're definitely looking at. It's in our zone. It's founder-led. And certainly they have a huge advantage in inference and AI. We think they'll do very well.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's just really something to watch these companies, come out of nowhere and just create the wealth they have. You got a front row seat. You've been making people money for it. Good stuff.
Great.